Welcome to the Roof Rate Podcast with your host, myself, Pierre Meechan. Here we discuss everything business related for commercial and residential roofing contractors and companies. That's everything from marketing, industry problems, to actual service delivery. I'd appreciate it if you give the podcast or whatever you're watching it on a follow and a like, and share to any of your roofer friends who you think this might be useful for. If you need any further help growing your roofing business, click the first link in my profile. Right, let's get into the episode for today. All right, welcome to the first episode of the Roof Rate Podcast. In this episode, episode one, we're going to be covering how to reach your customer. We're going to be discussing the most common industry problems that we've seen, current problems, all that sort of stuff, and then the solution to that. What's the best way to reach your customers and to therefore profit off that? We'll also be covering not just these core problems, but also the cost of not acting on them and the potential benefits there are, opportunity, and obviously the downside if you choose not to act on these. And then you can take that, use a solution we provide to take those opportunities and minimize those downsides. With our work in the industry with roofing companies, there's a few problems we've seen come up again and again, and I'm going to share them with you guys. So the first one is pricing, inflation and supplier monopolies. So the first one, inflation, as you guys know, everything is going up in price. Even though the general inflation figure for the whole economy may appear to be maybe a maximum 11, 10%, for roofers and people in the construction industry, that's actually a lot higher because inflation takes into account a basket of goods, mostly supermarket goods, and not necessarily the sort of materials and goods we'd be working with in the roofing industry. And some things have gone up in price, 50% or even doubled. And this is also exemplified by supplier monopolies. So now there's a problem. Manufacturers in many industries, if you are a local business, you can contact the manufacturer directly to get them to source materials for you. But the suppliers in the roofing industry, they have a monopoly whereby you have to go through them. So as a middleman, they are hiking up the prices from the manufacturer to the supplier. The supplier's hiking up that price, and they're passing that on to you, which means your costs are going up. Obviously, this is not great for business. This is going to be reducing your profit margins. You may have to pass that on to consumers, and that's not great for them. If they see higher costs, they are less likely to buy, which we'll get onto in a second. This also ties in with insurance firms and roofing contractors. We'll get onto this in another episode, how you can use this as an opportunity. But just for reference, what happens is a lot of the claims that consumers make to insurance companies for, hail damage, sort of things you can get claims on for roof replacements and repairs. The insurance firms, if they go to them and they use any contractor such as yourself, the insurance firm paying directly to you might not necessarily give you a fair price. And that's going to reduce profit margins for you. It's not going to be great. And the problem is doubled when, so assuming this, you kind of cut from the market for doing insurance claims because it's not worth it for you. Insurance companies will actually partner up with, which we'll get into in another episode, as I mentioned, with certain firms. They contract when they have insurance claims. So those firms are the ones getting the business, those roofing firms. So when a customer claims insurance for damage, they'll contract a specific firm or specific roofing group or group of contractors to go and do the job. So all those jobs, which usually quite a lot of people get insurance claims, apart from the very high income people, that's a lot of work going to other firms. So we need a way to find around this. This is also linked to price. We're on to the next problem. There is now more repair jobs, what we've seen working with many companies. Consumers are opting to do more repairs rather than complete roof replacements. They're not willing to commit to doing a full roof replacement. Obviously, it is more expensive, and it's the idea that there is economic uncertainty right now. Consumers want to save money. Some are struggling in general, and they're opting to fork out less for services in construction and roofing, and so therefore opting to use repairs over replacement. And of course, our goal should be maximizing the number of replacements in terms of a kind of cost to benefit with your time, the amount you're charging, that's worth more for you. If you can guarantee a stream of steady full roof replacements, you're sorted. So the idea is we want to maximize the number of replacements. But as I mentioned, that's a problem in the industry right now. But of course, there'll be a solution that we will get onto. The third problem we've encountered, the most common one, is that there is lots of competition in many states and in the UK, in fact. Not sure about other parts of the world, but there's not necessarily a lot of licenses that you need to become a roofer, and lots of people are deciding to open up roofing firms. I mean, even if you just take a quick look on Google Maps, you will find a load of roofing firms in a small town, and they're obviously all competing for the same leads. The implication of this is that means you'll have to differentiate yourself from the competition, and there are solutions that we'll get onto. But if you do nothing, what you'll find is your market share, your piece of the pie, is going to decrease, and in the end, that's going to mean less profit, less revenue for you, which of course are the metrics we're going by here. We'll get onto this in another video as well, but this is also made worse through Google review hiking and the insurance firm problem, which I mentioned. So if we had all roofing jobs in a pie, the section which is insurance claim jobs, that's now being taken by these insurance companies contracting specific companies to do their stuff. So there's more competition for the rest of the things, which are most of the firms. And what's happening is people are employing bots, and that's what we've seen. They're employing bots and random accounts to make Google reviews for these companies. So when you search them up, obviously the Google search algorithm brings up the firms with the highest ranking. Lots of these firms that are coming up at the top are using fake reviews, and it gets to the point where those reviews don't matter if a lot of firms are doing it. And things like SEO, so search engine optimization, optimizing your website to get ranked in Google, that's also related with your reviews. So that also becomes less effective and has been less effective over the last few years for not just that, but other reasons. Just a quick mention, these are just the three most common problems that we've seen. If any roofers are watching, any companies are watching, and they have a bigger problem, send me a message, let me know, and I can make a video to help all of you guys on how to combat that. Right, after identifying these problems, we'll move on. So with the pricing, increase in prices, and what I discussed about being economic uncertainty, more people opting for repairs, it would appear that there's actually less demand for replacements on the surface level. But is that really the case is a question we need to answer. Obviously, we've mentioned the problem of the insurance firms taking a cut out of the market, but in our view, at Roof Rate, we believe that perhaps a problem is not that there isn't enough demand in the market. We'll get onto why that is. We have figures to indicate that there is, but that others and other companies are just reaching the customers first. There are still people there for full roof replacement jobs, a steady supply that will keep you busy. I mean, you wouldn't have to do any replacements. So as mentioned, insurance firms and competition might just be getting there first. And the problem is actually, you just need to reach them, which you are currently not doing. All right, so we'll take the industry report for the roofing niche. You can find this online anywhere. There'll be lots more figures to support what I'm saying here. But the first trend we observed when we had a look is there is industry growth, and there was also positive expectation from the roofer survey that there's going to be industry growth. So all around that, despite the fact that there is perhaps a recession coming in about 6 months. Yeah. And so indicators suggest a projected 5.5% growth this year in the industry and 4.3% average annually until 2030. And that is very significant. We've also tied the increase in demand to solar for this. Lots of roofing contractors are opting to offer solar as well. And when people get solar installed, they also, dealing with their roofs and stuff, and they also like to get work done on that. It's also something we'll get onto another podcast, how you can take advantage of opportunity. But there is kind of a joint demand whereby increase in solar demand also causes an increase in roofing demand. And there's a free tool on Google where you can search up the volume of search terms. If you search up the term roofing recently reached a maximum amount of traffic. So that's the most amount people have ever been searching for roofing. So clearly there is demand. Trend two, if we look at the larger firms, so your Tecto America, Centimark in America, in the UK, Avonside, CA Group, all these ones, big names you've heard of, these larger firms are continuing to grow in scale. The market cap is growing, so the market cap refers to essentially all the money in the market. And top roofing firms continuing to take on more work, and there is becoming separation between these larger firms going upwards and the smaller firms going downwards, so the gap is widening. However, all is not lost. So, after presenting that data, we performed some trend analysis, and the picture is pretty clear. If we look at the findings here, there clearly is a market for roof replacements, and people are definitely there for the purchase. So as mentioned with the insight we offered earlier, your business is not reaching them while those others are. Those large firms are growing. They have strong resources to help them do that. And they are growing and getting these jobs, and you aren't. And your share of the market is slowly decreasing every moment you don't do something about it. As mentioned, that's been exemplified through the use of review hacking, differentiators. These days, what you need to garner is attention. We live in an attention economy, and that's something that's even more important. Firms who do not do that are going to lose out. All right. So we've established all of this, and just wanted to kind of share some personal anecdotes of how we've seen this play out of other companies that we've worked with before or have not worked with and consulted. And so there is a cost of an action. So if a business were to neglect their online presence and online marketing, new competitors entering the market, they might not even be as experienced. I trust many of you guys have been working in the industry for 10, 15, 20 years. They might not even be as skilled as you. But if customers find them first and you second, it's simple logic that the one that is found first get the first mover advantage, and people go to them, and that means less share for you. And the high quality leads looking for full replacements rather than repairs choose other companies over yours, which is certainly not the optimal outcome here. If you're not in the customer's face and other firms are, you have less attention. As mentioned, we live in an attention economy. You are at a disadvantage. You need to be exposed to the customer, you need to be in their face all the time in order to get a competitive advantage over these other firms. On the flip side, other firms that we've worked with, businesses that have grown and invested in page traffic, reach consumers first rather than second. With paid traffic, what you're doing is you're paying for your business to be shown in front of people. If a business is always popping up in front of someone, in front of their face, even if they don't click on the ad, then when they think of roofing, they're going to think, oh, I remember that. There was a certain ad running for X company. Let me choose them. And so businesses running paid traffic get the higher quality leads that are more profitable. Those ones looking for roof placements when they eventually do. And if they get more work, they get more referrals from that. They're going to be growing while the other firms are stagnant here or even decreasing as their market share decreases. And they're now in the customer's face. The large firms are now more accessible, not at risk of losing market share. In fact, they're increasing. They actually bypass other barriers here. So I talked about the problem with Google, the high competition on there with SEO, Google review hacking. If with paid traffic, bypass all of that. So the competition and the review hacking, all that sort of stuff. There's a few more things, but that's just surface level. Right, so this plays into the solution. The solution to staying competitive is you have to invest in systems to get your business in front of the customer. You have to increase your exposure 10 times. You can also increase your composure as well. The best way to do that is marketing with paid traffic. and targeting specific audiences, those higher income ones, targeted audiences who are looking for roof replacements, those specific audiences who have the characteristics you're looking for. And this is a company consumers are more likely to choose. There's certainly other options. We will discuss the opportunities and downsides with those in another podcast or video. But this is certainly optimal in the short term. So minimal time and effort for maximum results is certainly the best way to go. Right. So after analyzing a problem and sharing a new insight into about how we can fix it, we're here to explain how roof rate can help. Sorry, there's a typo here, it's auto-corrected. The problem is not just as simple as running paid traffic on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It's a lot more complicated than that. And if you end up doing the wrong things, we'll discuss that in other podcasts, common mistakes people make. You can end up wasting a lot of money for no results, which is not what you want. However, all is not lost. This is the sort of thing you need to employ specialists for which we are. Especially in the roofing market, we have abundance of experience, and this will allow you to get more roofing clients with minimal time and effort on your side and maximum effectiveness with us handling it. In fact, I'm just going to introduce you to our offer as a whole, just to show you what sort of things we do, and then I'll dive into what exactly we do to help your business. So, using our summer residential roof jumper guarantee, you only pay when you get clients. And if you don't get at least 5 clients in 35 days, we actually pay you $1,000 or pounds for wasting your time. Yes, that's right. If you don't want to jump off a roof to stay on as a customer with the amount of value we've provided you by the end of that 35-day period, we will send you $1,000. And that is unconditional, no questions asked. We know that we can deliver, and that's why we have an offer such as this. It's a lot of risk. So firstly, you can unlock our rapid client acquisition system and repair to replace mechanism to eliminate the not busy period once and for all, and to obviously convert those repair jobs that you've been getting into just replacement jobs and have a steady flow of qualified clients coming in throughout the year, not just in the busy period in summer. Never waste time again knocking on doors to find potential clients and receive floods of new local clients by using ad spend to multiply your profits. This includes full Facebook ad build out, full TikTok ads build out, personalized targeting and offer, roof rate survey lander filter page to entice clicks and qualify leads, click-through rate boost, split testing, lead generation and lead closing, personalized brand research to help with advertisement, specialist made for purpose copywriting deliverables in ad text and headlines, and copywriter approved review. We also offer copywriting services here if that's something you're interested in. Also, the 4-stage shortcut to exploding your business that you can implement right this minute. Make growth your baseline and make the sky your limit, which is not a roof this time. Find a fine balance between demand and supply management. This section is comprised of helping to grow your business. We provide you with a KPI tracker, that's key performance indicators, so you know and when you can analyze them, where you're going wrong and what you're doing good. Debunk competition myths, unlock industry secrets with exclusive content. If you thought this podcast was useful, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Learn how to capitalize on the solar revolution with the opportunity for solar ads build outs at a discount. This is something we'll get into another podcast. Introduction to the roof rate employment handling systems. We also handle full employment systems for roofing businesses. As we know, there is labor shortages. That was another one of the issues that didn't get mentioned. We offer you a checklist of golden offers that you can spark demand with, success stories from roofers who have successfully scaled, and some stories which we think you could follow along the same path to achieve success. There'll be analysis of different competitors, companies and their operations, Facebook and Instagram management to grow your accounts if that's something you're interested in, personal WhatsApp for growth related questions as a bonus, optional weekly review calls as a bonus, so one-to-one time with me or a member of my team. The next system is designed so you're never calling a top roof again. So this is a secret system to booking leads without ever picking up the phone. We call it the 10x roof rate automation follow-up sequence that directly taps into consumer decision making to directly book leads into your calendar for quoting. So you'll gain full access to our fulfill over find system, find leads without taking your eye off the ball. You can focus on your job. Specialized ad media, copy and headline, personalized brand research to help with advertisement, personalized booking page, custom-made for you with a custom calendar to suit your availability. Access our team of appointment setters to reach leads quickly when they come in. So as soon as a lead comes in, we'll be on the phone within 5 minutes, ringing them up and booking them in. Our roof rate automation, rapid response automation system on top of appointment setting. Our warm nurture lead generation, a long-term nurture sequence for stubborn leads. Direct consultation for non-book leads as a bonus. And implementation of the ancient customer communication strategy to find your exact target avatar, which is also a bonus. What we also offer is a way to unlock the real solutions to drive 5-star outstanding reviews for your business. So you're going to cut out awkwardness and you're never going to have to ask clients again for reviews. You're actually going to become the customer for reviews. They're going to be asking you to leave a review. They're going to be asking themselves to leave a review for you. So in this package, there'll be one-on-one video where I explain how to get great reviews for any client. We'll guarantee client satisfaction with our satisfaction question response system. Our roof rate, data reactivation Google review system for old and new clients. So you pass us old clients and we'll run this on them. Reel in referrals with high quality offer and lead influence loops. Facebook, Instagram management advice to grow your accounts, or we can offer that as a service as mentioned. You're going to learn how your business is ranked on Google. Facebook group with service delivery advice from other roofers. Going to build a community. WhatsApp group with service delivery advice from other roofers. It's going to be helpful for you. So not just in the marketing space, but actually in the service delivery, roofing tips, and general problems. And 2 bonuses at the end. New platform content we brought together in one place. And the coveted ready referral system will exponentially increase word of mouth after service delivery. Now, circling back to the offer, that's everything that you get with our new residential roof jumper guarantee. You're only paying when you get clients. As mentioned, if you're not getting 5 clients in 35 days, we're paying you $1,000. It's a completely risk-free opportunity for you and your business to grow. To get started, what you need to do is you need to click on our landing page, there should be a link for in the profile of this Spotify Apple podcast, this YouTube video, or even on Instagram and Facebook. Once you click that link, you can book on to have a short meeting with me when we talk about what the next steps from here to start. All right, so if you're interested, click the link below or above and get started. Other than that, I'd like to thank you for tuning in, watching, or listening to this podcast. If you found it useful, I'd appreciate a follow, share, a like, or any sort of thing that's available on the platform. Send it to any of your roofer friends if they are interested. In the next episode, we're actually going to be covering some of the opportunities I mentioned here. So strategic partnerships, which you can use to your advantage to grow your business even further on top of marketing. Hope to see you then. It's been